Hello, it's now April the 1st, and it's chilly out here. I want to show you what I did actually on Friday. I cleaned up my my little pond here, and snipped up all the roots and stuff that's going into the pond, and leveled everything up, and got all the rocks and big chunks of dirt and stuff away from that side of the wall. And as you can see, because of all of the rain yesterday, it is completely, well, I wouldn't say completely flooded, but there's water in there. And I don't know if you can see because of the glare, but I added a little retaining wall on this end so I could even it up with the cement here. So when I put in my liner, it would come all the way up and be even with the rest of the row down here. That way it will, instead of draining out, because this end is shorter, it will fill all the way up, all the way down the trench. And this is the main pond here, and it's going to be about 2 feet, almost 2.5 feet, maybe deep. Yeah, or well, actually, maybe around about 3 feet, which is what I am hoping for, because this pond is about that size. It's about 3 feet deep, and I need it deep enough so that if it does freeze over during the winter, there will be a deep part where the fish can congregate during the winter time, just like in this pond here. I also finished up some more hydroponic gutter rails. These were a little bigger in size. Oh my, but that is not what I was hoping for. I definitely don't have any shoes on, and it's really muddy in here. I do not like that. I really need to get my AstroTurf down here, or some type of plastic grass or fake grass, so when I do walk around in here, I'm not stepping in a whole bunch of mud. As you can see, the mud has accumulated in there. Yeah, here's my lettuce. It's doing pretty good. My Bing cherry tree has sprouted. It's a lot warmer in here, but I don't know if, alright, well, there's one spot I can step. It is like 30 degrees out there, and inside here it is 75, 70 degrees Fahrenheit in here, which is nice. I think everything else is doing well. Those are my gutters over there. I had to level them off because the little table I made is not very plumb, so I'm trying to figure out what I can do about that. In the meantime, I do have little pieces of wood under there to make it plumb, so it doesn't have to be pretty. Of course, it could be, because you know me, I like everything to look a certain way too, me being the artist and all. But with those gutters, I actually used a heat gun to close off the ends, because I wasn't going to go buy more end caps, and that was kind of a lot of work to do, and you're not really sure whether or not it'll start leaking until after it dries, and then you have to, the only way you can figure that out is by putting water in it. And like I said, that in itself too is kind of like a chore. So I decided to do what other people have done, and bought a heat gun and just heated up the ends and bent them in so that the water will sit inside the little trough that I have made, and that's all I really need. And it didn't take me long to do it either. You know, you heat up one end, and then it gets soft and pliable, and you just bend it in one end and do the other end. Make sure it's a nice, good V shape, like a trough shape, so it can collect the water at the bottom. The hose around the top, the water is not going to be that high, because you don't never want the water to get that high, because of the roots will drown. So yeah, you just want a little bit of water in there, just enough for them to drink it all up. You know, pour more in, they drink that up. It's better to do it that way than have to water daily, and then your water bill goes sky high because half the water's going on the ground, the grass, the dirt, and everything else but the plants. So yeah, this way makes it certain that your plants are getting the water and not everything else. So I see that everything is doing okay. I don't know about the lighting in here. I don't know how good or bad that may be, but because of the condensation on the inside, it's kind of fogging up my plastic. I know the plants would loves the water and the heat, but the humidity in here is causing the plastic not to. I don't think it's being as effective as it could be. I don't know. Or maybe they're getting just enough sun that it doesn't really matter. But all in all, I think it's doing okay so far. Not seeing too much wilt. That is one lettuce that actually I got the water level was completely dry for some reason. I don't know why. I think there was a hole in the system and it wilted the outer leaves. So I plucked them off, and this is what happens. As long as it's getting water and nutrients, these plants will still grow as long as their root is okay. And as you can see, the new growth right here, I cut this completely off, and it's already grown this, and this. And that was just a few days ago, so it grows fast. If I needed to cut off any of these, you know, wilting like leaves down here, you could do so without hurting the plant. It'll grow new foliage. I see this one has a little, looks like some burning or something here, so I can just pinch that one off and let it grow See on here, there's a white wilting piece here I can take off. Yeah. I don't know what this is. Looks like some discoloration in the leaves. Could be some type of a hybrid lettuce. That's my butterhead. Looking good, looking good. Filling out very nicely there. And of course these two looking nice. Filling out nicely. Yeah. Looking very good, and the rest of them, that's behind it. And these, my red ones, looking beautiful. Yeah, and here's the ones coming up behind it. I stuffed my little strawberry plants down there. But yeah, this is what I have so far. And kind of learned my lesson last time, so I don't think I'll be bringing out any other type of vegetable out here into it. It is completely the frost is completely gone. I don't want to kill off any more plants because I want them to thrive. Here's my strawberries. And this is the back side of my little retaining wall to the pond. So basically, if I'm coming out of my greenhouse, you can walk up and feed the fish or view the fish that will be in here. It should be sturdy enough for me to sit on too, so I can sit on it and view the fish. It's wide enough. And this is what it looks like going down. I still yet to have I got to put in the pond liner. Can't talk today. Maybe it's cold. Got to put the pond liner in, and then I need to, try to figure out what kind of rocks I want to put on this side of the pond. Do I want to put the same rocks as those over there, over here, to make it all uniform? Most likely that's exactly what's going to happen. So yeah, but I also wanted to plant something along this line because it's not necessarily supposed to be a walkway. That's what the bridge is going to be, to get one side to the other, but the rest of the line there is supposed to have either flowers or vegetables or some type of plant, because I really don't want any entrance going to the pond that way, or don't want any access on that side, because I want to keep this hill, uniform, and the more people step on it and this and that, the more it will probably cave in the pond, because this dirt is pretty loose. So what I plan on doing is probably putting rocks on that side, but maybe one line of rocks, two lines of rocks, because that's 3 lines, and that definitely is a pathway. But 2 lines of rocks, and then after the rocks will be gravel. Either gravel or mulch, or maybe gravel and some soil. I just don't know. Haven't thought about it yet, but I will ponder it some more. Yes, I did build up this side too. Yeah, this is what it looks like on this side of the retaining wall. So the water level should go up to this second brick here. This last smaller brick should hold the liner in place on this end, so you won't be able to see it. And yeah, but the water level won't go exactly that high, so you will see some of the liner on the other side, because I still want the water level to be low enough to where it's not going to spill over into the concrete. And if it does spill over, it will either spill over this way or down that way. So if it gets too high. This incline though is something that I am not particularly liking. And in order for everything to fill evenly and not be lopsided like that is over there, where one end gets higher than the other end, as you can see. Since it rained all yesterday, my pond has topped off, so it is up to the rim and will be spilling over on this side. But on the other side, you can see the pond liner, so the incline comes this way, so that side doesn't look as full as this side. And I do not want that to happen over here. So the way that you can keep that from happening is to dig the trough a little bit more evenly going that way, meaning the slope is probably going to have to, the trench is going to have an incline going that way, the opposite direction of the actual slope of the yard itself. As you can see, all of this had pooled down here, and then of course there's none up here. By the time this reaches its point of being full, it would not reach all the way up to the top of over there, and this would be spilling over. So I am going to have to dig it some more. I thought I would be done, but no, looks like I'm not. So till then, people, take care.